Hello everyone. Hope you are well, and thank you for joining us. So exciting moment for us, second camp, and here in this amazing place that is Orlando. And looking forward to go to Jamaica and then to visit St. Louis. That is a great opportunity to see our fans there. That we really know that is a great place of soccer, and it's going to be fantastic to join all the people there. I want to communicate that we select 25 players on the roster, and we try to find the best balance, thinking not only in perform today, if not into build something for 2026. That is the main objective. Of course, the objective is always about to win, because we need to be competitive, but it's important because we are not going to have too many camps to see players, but it's a great opportunity to see some new players that are going to join us here in Orlando for the two games, that competitive games. In the same time, a little bit sad for players that were involved, but on the last moment cannot be part of the roster because for different reasons that we can talk after. But I think, yes, I think all the players that will be here, I think it's going to build a perfect balance to be competitive and to take the two game in the best way, to try to defend and to try to make proud our fans, always thinking in to build something important for 2026. From now, I am available, and I'm very welcome to receive all the questions that you have for me.
Thank you, Mauricio.
You're welcome.
We'll begin with Stephen Goff from the Washington Post.
Hi, Mauricio. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask you about Tyler Adams, and whether you considered calling him in, and what the difficulty was considering his minutes and playing time, and whether you've spoken with Tyler very much since you became the coach. Thanks.
Yes, I think it's important to clarify that he's a very important player for USA, for us. And I consider him personally a very important player for the future of this team. But the most important thing now is to see the progression. He came from a difficult moment. Yesterday play 60 minutes, 65 minutes, I think was important for him to see, and for us so happy to see the evolution of him. But in the same time, we know very well that we need to look after him if we want to have in the best condition him for 2026. I think it's important to build that relationship. I think my team was talking with him, and of course we have very good communication. And of course that I think that is a decision, that important decision for, I think, to help him to have 2 weeks now training properly and see if he can be consistent in his club, that is Bournemouth. But for me, I would like to have him here because I think he's an important player for us. But in the same time, we need to give the priority into build his run and his journey, and I think it's the best for him. And of course, I know very well him because I think it's public that we wanted to sign him in Chelsea. When we arrived in Chelsea, I remember that I was in USA, in Chicago, that we have a conversation by Zoom like now with you. And after we didn't sign, the club didn't sign him because he was injured and was a long time, injured. That is why in the end we cannot, but we already know, and we know how important. But we need to provide, the good platform for him to get his best. And in the moment that we really believe with Bournemouth and with him and with us, with our team, that this is the perfect time to join us, for sure he's going to be here. It's not a player that we need to have here to know and to bring for nothing, or to bring only to have contact, because we already know, we know the capacity of him to play and to compete, and of course is for sure is going to have the moment. In the moment that we all believe that it's going to be fit for us, it's going to be here for sure.
Next will be Doug McIntyre from Fox Sports.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, Mauricio. Thanks for doing it today.
Hello.
You've had almost a month now to reflect on the last camp. I'm sure you've watched a lot of video, had a lot of conversations with your assistants. What are some of the things that you learned now that you've had some time to look back on the October games?
Yeah, I think the plan was to have 2 camps, like now. That is going to be our second, and then we are going to have time, because in January we want, the commitment of all the MLS clubs to have the player of the MLS to have a camp also here in Miami. But I think the most important is to make a review after this camp, and then to talk with the federation, with the sporting director and the people, and to translate our idea about what is our view about to everything, about the organization, about the that we need to improve, or what we need, for to be very close to be successful on the 2026. That is the objective. Of course, that we are in that process. That only when with 10 days in one camp always is difficult to have an idea. We have an idea, but we want to be really, really clear in our in all the way that we want to translate to the federation the thing that we need to to improve together. And of course, after this camp, we are going to have a conversation to translate in the way that or the things that we want to change, or the things that we need to improve. That is why I think we took in place 1 month ago, and now I think that is going to be the second camp. That is going to be good also to see how work this organization, if that organization is in the level that we need to create the platform for the player to perform in the best way.
Next will be Henry Bushnell from Yahoo.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, Mauricio.
Hi, hello.
I wanted to ask you about the fullbacks and the right back and left back position. You obviously have Joe Scally and Anthony Robinson.
Yes.
Who do you see as the backups in those positions right now? And what was the thinking in not calling in more natural fullbacks for this roster?
Yeah, for different reasons, I think we took that decision. I think today, football in the last few years, if you see the teams like Manchester City, Arsenal and company, I think we can see that a central back can play, in like a fullback. Tim Rin yesterday was playing like a fullback. For me, it's a central back, but was playing on the left fullback. He can play. Depend of the dynamic of the game, the automatism that we want to implement on the game. But I think for us, I think the balance is perfect. I think in the way that we wanted to play, and the offensive player that we have, I think is a very good mix, and the balance should be good. Of course, with the 2 proper fullback, or with central back that can be there, or in the same case, and I think we will be all agree that Yunus Musa that play wing back, nearly right back in the game against Real Madrid. That was he performed in a fantastic way, and they won the game against Real Madrid with Milan. I think he's another player that can perform there, can play. And I think yes, it's because we wanted to bring some more offensive player and midfielders than the position in the back 4 that we can have different backup, like a central back that can play in that position.
We'll go to Tom Timmerman from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Mauricio, just to follow up on Tim Rin, did you call him in? What do you like about him? What does he bring to this group?
I think he's a very consistent player, always regular. He's calm. The experience translate to the group. I really like the knowledge about the game and the experience in the Premier League and in different countries. I think make him a very good reference for the young guys, and also in that start of the process is a player that help also to translate the ideas that we have Maybe with not too much time, but I think he's a guy that with the possibility to understand really quick because of his experience and knowledge, and then to help the coaching staff to translate to the team.
We'll go to Jeff Carlisle from ESPN FC.
Thanks, Michael. Hello, Mauricio. Obviously, you've got some injuries on the forward line with Balogun, with Sargent, and now Haji Wright.
Yes.
You know, how big an opportunity is this for Ricardo Pepi? And what have you seen in his game since you took over that's really impressed you?
No, I think yes. I think it's. Agree with you. This type of injury is a open an opportunity for maybe another player to have more minutes. I think Pepe is a fantastic player, but it's more about potential, because I think he's not playing too much in PSV, but we understand because he's another, striker there, that experienced striker, that it's not easy for him to get his space. But for us now, it's a great opportunity for him to trust and to give the possibility to play and show his talent. And I think that he needs to improve, and we are going to be very, very, very tough with him to try to make him to learn quick, to improve, to realize the things that need to improve in all the areas. And yes, we trust in his talent. He's a player that is a striker that always, if play 1 minute, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes, or 90 minutes, always is a offensive player that is going to have chances to score. And then he can add this quality. And yes, it's a great opportunity. Of course, disappointed with the player Hashi, Sargent, and of course Balogun, that still they are injured and cannot be part of the squad. But in the same time, appear the space for different like him or for Brandon Vasquez, to have minutes and try to fight for his place in the national team.
We'll go to Felipe Cardenas from The Athletic.
Thank you, Michael. This question will be in Spanish. Mauricio, mucho gusto. Le habla Felipe Cárdenas con The Athletic. ¿Qué tal?
Un placer, gracias. ¿Cómo estás?
Igualmente. Tuve la oportunidad hace poco de hablar con el Tata Martino sobre sus inicios, los inicios suyos en Newell's, y cómo usted empezó en una situación muy complicada en esa época como un jugador de 17 años. Algo que él me dijo, además de muchos elogios, porque ustedes son amigos, me dijo que el tipo de defensa que usted estaba ahí para ablandar al centro delantero contrario. Algo que me parece muy interesante. Entonces,
How you can translate this in English? Ablandar al contrario. ¿Cómo you can describe this?
He tratado.
It's not easy.
¿Cómo usted piensa incorporar ese tipo de mentalidad que viene del fútbol argentino, donde las cosas no son fáciles de conseguir, y implementarlo en esta selección nacional de Estados Unidos, que tiene mucha oportunidad para hacer algo especial en 2 años?
Sí, yo creo que ese es el mayor challenge, ¿no? Voy al principio de tu speech. Tata es un gran amigo y una persona que admiro y que tengo un grandísimo respeto, porque él era el capitán cuando yo llego con 16, 17 años al primer equipo de Newell's Old Boys, y él ejercía de verdadero capitán, ¿no? Un capitán que no solamente se preocupaba de cosas futbolísticas, sino de humanas, y las cosas que ha hecho por todos los jóvenes que hemos llegado ahí, siempre se lo estaremos agradecidos. No quiero más profundizar porque son cosas muy, muy profundas, pero creo que ha sido uno de los mejores, si no el mejor capitán que he tenido, ¿no? Y eso es algo que siempre va a estar ahí por delante de todo. Y ese tipo de ejemplos siempre trato, como ahora como entrenador, de trasladárselo a los capitanes o a los jugadores que nosotros entrenamos, porque creo que es algo que no se debe perder, aunque lamentablemente cada vez los líderes como es, porque sigue siendo, Tata Martino ya cada vez hay menos, ¿no? Y pasándola a cómo trasladarle a los chicos esa capacidad competitiva, yo creo que paso a paso, poco a poco, y en eso sí que no se puede ir muy rápido, porque al final lo más importante es crear una estructura de gente alrededor de los jugadores que tenga esa idea, que tengamos la misma idea, la misma mentalidad, y que las prioridades que tengamos que identificar y trasladarlas a los jugadores sean las mismas, sin ningún tipo de rendijas. Todos tenemos que estar convencidos al 200% de lo que queremos trasladar, y yo creo que eso es el trabajo hoy más importante, con 40 staff que estamos trabajando, que compartamos la misma idea. Sabemos que en el fútbol las organizaciones siempre no. Está la organización del entrenador y está la organización de club, o de este caso de federación. Y eso es algo que preocupa a todo el mundo, porque al final el secreto va a estar que esa gente y mi gente podamos tener una comunión completa, y que todo lo que tengamos que discutir, hablar y razonar y después trasladar a los jugadores, estemos convencidos de lo que tiene que ser, ¿no? Y que cuando se gane, ganemos todo, y cuando se pierda, también perdamos todo. Porque estábamos hablando últimamente, ¿no? Y valoro mucho el trabajo que ha hecho Greg en este periodo anterior. Y qué injusto a veces, ¿no? Es culpar solamente al entrenador cuando también otras personas han tomado decisiones y siguen estando, ¿no? en el cargo. O sea que desde aquí le mando un fuerte abrazo a Greg, que al final, cuando los entrenadores perdemos, y en este caso la solidaridad, siempre las culpas se cargan con el entrenador y su cuerpo técnico más cercano, ¿no? Que son los que llegan con el entrenador y que después los que salen. Por eso digo que las federaciones o los clubes, y esto en el futuro un poco lo dejo ahí pensando, al final las decisiones siempre tienen que ser del entrenador con su cuerpo técnico, y el staff que encontremos en una federación o en un club estén al margen, estén en la disposición de ayudar en todo lo que puedan ayudar, ¿no? Pero eso es algo que para mí es un challenge. A partir de ahí sí que vamos a atacar a los jugadores, en el cual los jugadores tienen que tener esa desesperación por venir a la selección. Y eso es lo que tienen selecciones como, yo puedo hablar de Argentina, ¿no? Porque estuve envuelto, porque fui así. En Argentina el jugador no elige a qué partido va. El llamado de la selección argentina ya solo basta para estar desesperado para estar. No sé si es un partido amistoso, no sé si es un partido de Concacaf, no sé si es Copa América, no sé si es de Copa del Mundo. El jugador argentino se toma una convocatoria como la final del mundo y como la última oportunidad. Y creo que nuestros jugadores tenemos de aquí tiempo hasta el 2026 para pensar de esa forma. Si pensamos de esa forma, vamos a lograr incrementar nuestro nivel un 200% y vamos a tener la posibilidad, seguro, porque talento tenemos de hacer algo importante. Y esto es un trabajito de hormiga, ¿no? Día a día, donde tenemos que implementar todas las cosas que ya nosotros tenemos como experiencia por haber vivido como jugadores y también ahora como entrenadores en diferentes lugares. Así que ese es en el camino que estamos. Es una lástima que no se pueda transmitir en inglés, pero bueno, confío que la gente de aquí de la federación pueda trasladar todo esto que he descrito al inglés, y para que también la gente aquí en América lo pueda entender, no solamente en español, sino también en inglés. José.
También me va a tocar a mí traducirlo, así que tranquilo.
Bueno, discúlpame porque la verdad que he hablado mucho, pero es importante porque cuando estaba en los clubes tengo cada 2 o 3 días la posibilidad, pero ahora tengo solamente esta posibilidad de cada mes o cada mes y medio, ¿no?
Gracias.
Placer.
Thanks, Felipe. Next will be Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Thanks, Michael. And I think, Mauricio, a lot of people will get the point that you just made. Regardless of language, you won't have to worry too much.
Good. Clever people. I love to work with clever people. Thank you.
I want to ask about Brandon Vasquez. You mentioned him briefly a moment ago, and I was hoping you'd expand on him. a little more on the opportunity that he has now, because he hasn't always gotten the same amount of opportunity as some of the other strikers in the pool. Thank you.
I think Brandon, I was really happy with him in Austin and in Mexico. He wasn't because suffered some problem during the campus, and I think it's true that maybe didn't play all that we expect in Monterrey in the last month, but I think he has the profile to help us, and I think I was very happy. I was very happy, even if play a little bit against Mexico, but I think he can add to the team different perspective of the game. He's a player that can start from the beginning, and then we can use different alternatives during the game. And I think I really want to give another opportunity, or give an opportunity like another player, because I think his profile is different to another striker.
Next will be Ron Blum from the Associated Press.
Hi, Mauricio. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
How does Tim Weah's suspension for the first leg affect your planning and how you want to deploy everyone over the two games?
But to be honest, I think it's good to have him now in the campus, and then he, rather to go to Jamaica, is going to prepare himself with our team, sports science team, in waiting in St. Louis. No, it's good to have the first contact. I think he's an important player. He's playing for one of the best teams in the world, like Juventus, and seeing the profile and everything. It's true that it's not available, but I think, like I said you before, I think open the possibility for another player to take the place and to the possibility to fight. I think for me always I am positive. Of course, I want to have all the best player or the best players that we believe that are for us. But I think now is a moment to know each other. And I think it's good to have the possibility also to have another. But of course, team is going to be involved in St. Louis, and we are going to analyze. It's going to be from the beginning on the game or maybe on the bench. But important, it's going to be an important scene. And then special because I play a few games against his father, and I want to see if he has the same character, because his father was amazing. No? And every time that I play again, always suffer. I was difficult to sleep the night before.
We'll take a couple more questions and continue with Seth Bertelny.
Thanks, Michael, and thanks, Mauricio, for
You're welcome.
This. Over the last few years, the U.S. has relied on several players who chose to play for the U.S. when they could have played for other countries. So I'm wondering, since you started, how much a part of your workload that's been, trying to speak to players who could choose the U.S. or other countries. And if I could, I'd like to ask if you've been in touch with a couple players in particular who could be a part of this player pool in the future. Luca Coleosho and Reed Chase. Thank you.
Yeah. I think the circumstance. I think you need to analyze and to translate to, of course, that is your job, but I think the right thing. The circumstance 1 month ago, we were not here. And all the things that were happening before is difficult to change now in 1 month. And of course, this type of situation came from a long time in a conversation with the federation, with different people. And I think we are going to involve in this situation. And if we really believe that our players that can help and can improve us, of course, that we are going to be 100% involved in that situation. But I think I don't want to give names, but we are working in also another names to try to see if they want to be committed with us. And I think because that is the most important, I think we don't need to convince. Players need to want to play for the national team, which is the reason that we need to convince the player. I am Argentino, I wanted to play for Argentina. and if in the moment I have another nationality, I don't know, different country, well, no, that is my decision. It's not because of contract, it's not because the possibility to play in Europe, it's not the possibility, no. I am desperate to defend my badge, my flag. And I think that is the most important thing. I think sometimes we are wrong. We need to be careful. Convince. The federation no need to convince a player because it cannot be the most important, one player more important than the team or the, 300 million people. I think the player, if he's American player, need to be desperate. I need to show that we need him or he need to show that deserve to come with us. Because if not, it's like we are weak federation. We are weak. We show our weakness. That is so big. We need to think in big. Because if not, we are desperate to pry. No, you need to come with us. No. Come on. We won. Maybe less talent is better, but people with commitment. People desperate to defend that chair and fight for the country. Is that all that we want? If they show this type of attitude and behavior, of course, for sure they are going to have the opportunity to show the equality and, of course, like another player. But if not, it's to convince, come on. Okay. I think, with all the respect, I think USA is massive. No? I think when we think in USA, I think no one can be over this share and this country.
Next will be Sophie Nicolau.
Thank you so much. Hello, Mauricio.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you today?
Very good. So far, so good.
Excellent. So we've been speaking to Emma Hayes quite a bit in the US women's team pressers, and she speaks very highly of you. I know the two of you from what she says that have been working closely together. She's been helping you out. Can you share something that in particular has helped you, that Emma has helped you with as you transition into your role here as the US coach? And sorry, that's my dog wanting her breakfast.
I love dogs. I am pet lover, no friendly. No, welcome. Yes, of course. I admire Emma for a long time. From when I arrived to UK in 2012, when I was in Southampton, and started to hear, and then the possibility to contact, and we always keep in touch. We share similar feelings about soccer, about teams, clubs in UK. And yes, of course, and always is an inspirational coach. Coach and person in a human being. And it's great to have the possibility to share time with her. We came from 3-4 days in Portland, being together in Nike, working, and it was a real pleasure. Always learning from her. Of course, the women team, like I told in my press conference, should be and is going to be an inspirational way to act and to behave for us. And I think it's a very good reference. And we want to be close. We want to be close because the women team is very successful and also is contagious. Successful is contagious, and I think important in the future to program and to plan to be together is going to be really, really important. Share time. But Emma is, for me, the best coach in the world. Sharing in the top 5, top 10, easy. And we are so gifted to have the possibility to work together.